spanking new. So you'll see that it goes from a lighter range down to deep dark colors. I did that in reverse, lighter range down to deep dark colors. And I can find a use for any makeup brush, it seems. I can find a use, all shapes and sizes for a makeup brush. I will find a use. And get started. Just to let you guys know ahead of time, I actually have a full face of makeup on except for my eye makeup. I actually have my eyebrows done as well, so almost all of my makeup on. I'm saying this because I do not want to be one of those deceptive people where everyone's thinking, oh, you have such great skin and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I think I have good, healthy skin, but I have on full foundation, color corrector, concealer, everything, a highlighter. So I just want to be true to you guys and let you know that I am actually wearing already the blush and highlighter duo from Galactic that we received. Ooh, that was bright. I am not going to do that. I am so sorry. Let me go ahead and show you. It's the Cheeky Tint and Glow from Galactic that we received this month. I'm wearing both colors. I put on the red, which is actually very sheer, you guys. It doesn't come out like pow. It's very sheer. You can build up on it. And then I use the pink over here. I guess this is the glow and this is more of the tint. So I'm also wearing, oh wow, this is a Galactic kind of day here. I'm wearing the Galactic Ombo. This is Ombre Lip Duo. It dries pretty matte. So on top of that, I put on Iconic London Lip Balm. Actually, no, lip gloss. I received this from something else. But these two items I did receive in the October, gotta stop doing that, in the October 2019 Fashionsta box. Okay, those of you who've watched some of my other tutorials know that I like to do my shading in terms of highlighting and contouring and adding some depth to my face by using lighter and darker concealers. I also like to use a very light concealer as well, a thick one, a good thick one to use as an eyeshadow primer. But since I'm going to be doing a lot of videos too, and this is going to last all day, I do add a little primer still. Just a little, because I need that to hold, to grip the eyeshadow primer before I lay what I call my base, which is the very light concealer. Okay, I do that, and I would recommend that for everyone unless you happen to have eyelids that are perfect, even skin tone throughout once you put primer on, is because I want that base to make colors pop. It's just the same as when you use a sheet of paper to draw on, you want something that the colors will show, and so that's why I use this, okay? But first, let me go ahead and put on, this is the Air Atelier eyeshadow primer, which we received a couple months ago in the box by Fashionsta. If you haven't figured out, this is actually kind of a follow-up video to my October The Box by Fashionsta unboxing that I did a couple of weeks ago. So my mirror is over here. It's off to the side. You can't see it, so I will be looking away occasionally, but trying to keep as much eye contact with you guys as possible without it being weird. I'm in such a good mood today. I got up good and early, so I'm excited. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on camera. I definitely can here, so that's exactly what I need is. I just need a even coat. And I know that a lot of eyeshadow primers can do that as well, but I just found lately that using that, I used to do powder, a few shades lighter than me, and it would, you know, kind of, it didn't make the eyeshadow pop. So I found that using a good thick concealer on my lids in addition with just a little primer. Sometimes, to be honest with you, I don't use primer. A lot of times though, I will consistently use a concealer on my lid that's actually this is several shades lighter to get that even layer that I need, okay? So for those of you who do not have the palette, I'm going to show this to you. This is from Rude Cosmetics. It is their Leopardina 12 eyeshadow and 4 highlighter palette. This is the first ever Rude Cosmetics anything that I've ever received. And so I'm very pleased with it so far. And what makes this particular palette special is that it is designed that it can go with any skin tone. So first of all, it has neutral because you don't want to have someone who has a cool or warm undertone not able to wear it. So it's a neutral undertone, but then I'm going to open this up for you guys to see. It's got a nice big mirror on here. And I've already been wearing this, so it's not going to look all spanking new. So you'll see that it goes from lighter range down to deep dark colors. I did that in reverse, lighter range down to deep dark colors. And yeah, and it's really cool because then you can also use the 4 squares. Usually I've seen that too, that eyeshadow palette should be laid out in such a way that the neighboring palettes should be used to make a color combination for you, if that makes sense, you guys. So I just did that, showed you the different squares and everything. I also like this. I heard this from a video from Natasha Denona that, or actually it was in an article, that mauves and plums, no, definitely mauve is a color, universal color that everyone can wear. So that's kind of cool that I see that. I also see these light brown colors in here. Again, I could have used that if I wanted to lay out for my eyeshadow on my lid, just a bright color to even tone to make the colors pop. I don't care what tone you are. I highly, highly encourage you to use a concealer or something to make that eyeshadow pop. Just makes that much of a difference. Don't do so much as we're going to do powder, not too thick, because it is still a powder on top of a powder. It's going to wash it out. It's going to suck it up. Which brings me actually to the other point that I like about this before I go ahead and get started with the actual putting the makeup on is these colors mix so well, you can make another color out of them. All eyeshadows should be that way when you're playing with colors, but this, let me give you an example. I'm going to do it on my hand because I'm not going to wear those colors on my face. So I wanted a nice salmon kind of color. I don't know if that's the real color that I'm trying to explain, or was it more of an orange tone, and that's not in here. But it was like the next morning and I wanted to have an excuse to use my new eyeshadow palette, right? So I was like, well, I wonder. So I took this, and I'll point to it, this color right here. These colors aren't labeled, you guys, but I took this color right here, okay? See if that makes, yeah, you can see it better this way. This color right here, and then I mixed it with this one, and I'm gonna do it on my hand to show you. And I'm gonna go ahead and just, the Hues Cosmetics shimmer eyeshadows are very buttery smooth to rub on. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna put that on my hand first, make sure I don't have anything else on first. I'm gonna lay that out here. Wipe my hand, use another finger though, and I'm going to go back in and use this color and watch what happens when I actually blend them. Like, they really do become a new color. They don't rest on top of each other, or I can't describe it. It's better just to see, and I liked that a lot because it gives you more versatility, and that's why I'm showing this to you. Not just because I thought, oh, that's pretty. I want you to see the versatility in what I'm doing here. So in this palette, I mean, lay them next to each other first. Lay a bunch of color on here so you guys really can see, like, okay, so that's the colors side by side. Own new color down below. And that's what I really want to highlight to you guys. So this is a good versatile palette. It's not limited in what colors you can wear. I encourage you, if you're someone who likes to play with makeup, do just that. Play with the makeup. Like, get in there, use your fingers, use your hand, use your arms. If you don't want to waste the eyeshadow primer that you spend so much money on, like I said. And another thing, I like to get samples of foundation and concealer samples from stores, just so I can use them for my face. But take a swatch of one of those samples, or use one of your concealers, or your concealers, and put that on your arm and just play around with those colors, and you'll see this one is a good palette for doing just that. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started here with, I'm going to do just a very neutral kind of color, because again, that's what this palette is, but also because it's fall, I was leaning more towards doing this color here, these two. But then I also know that we want some brightness. It's daytime, so I'm leaning over here yet, you guys. I'm not too sure. Exactly. We're going to find this out together. We're going to go on a little exploration in playing with the makeup together. So, okay. But I am most definitely going to go ahead and get started using a very dense brush, very dense, because you want something that's going to snatch up as much pigment, color, powder as possible. I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to start a little bit safer. This does come off on skin as red. So, and actually I just watched it so you guys saw that. Any complexions, I'm imagining someone who has a lighter complexion, especially someone with a cool undertone, may concern you a little bit. Go easy on this. This is a buildable, okay? So you don't need as much as what I'm putting on. Again, I've mentioned this in other videos, I've got lights all around you guys can't see. They wash out color. So I'm going in a little bit more heavy-handed than what you guys would probably do at home, regardless of what skin tone, color, complexion that you are. So. Love that color scheme. I just love this color, you guys. And I did this on purpose. I'm not blending. I'm literally just patting on the color right now. Now I have hooded eyes, and I purposely chose the eye that I feel has a little bit more skin, more hood, I guess you could say, to it, because I wanted you guys to kind of see something that happens with someone with hooded eyes. You see how I open it? When I open my eye, how some of the skin moves up to where my crease is, which if you have hooded eyes, that's one of your secrets, is you can make your own crease out of this extra skin, which is kind of what I'm doing. But you see look what happens when I close, okay? There's some skin that wasn't shown, so I'm just gonna pat that in a little bit, but also look at how little eyelid I really have to work with for my other color. And that's okay. I'm gonna know what I'm working with, and I'm gonna see what I can do to kind of play around and maybe add more space, which is actually what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is take and add some primer or concealer right on that lid to add more of a working space for me, okay? Another tip for anyone, especially if you have hooded eyes, I've seen this in many videos, is to make sure that you have your eyes open as much as possible. And at first that may seem hard, but you get used to it after a while, trying to look as much as possible with the mirror straight ahead at your eye, especially hooded eyes, because your skin is moving around. Okay. I'm going to take a moment to look at the viewfinder, because I want to see how, okay, yes, you can see that, okay. So I patted this in pretty good. I patted this in pretty good on my eye. I can find a use for any makeup brush, it seems. I can find a use, all shapes and sizes for a makeup brush. I will find a use. But right now, this Walgreens, yes, Walgreens brand, I love this. It was a 5-6 pack that I received from someone of makeup brushes from Walgreens. These are great. These are all very dense. I'm going to use that same dense brush because, again, I want to pack on some, I want the color to be picked up. And I'm just going to go right next door from this one that I started with, and I'm going to move on to this color here because I want to tone it down just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go in more towards the inner, towards my nose part of my eye. And then I'm actually going to go right around the edge, the outer corner. I'm not going to try blending as much with this brush. I'm going to use another brush for that in a minute. But, well, I guess the color kind of decided for itself. I'm going to take this all the way right to my eyebrow, this color here. Someone who is, if you're concerned that that's still too dark for you, go ahead and use the lighter one. If you have more of a cooler undertone, you might want to use this one instead than the warmer undertone. And I filled it in all the way up to my eyebrow. Now I'm just going to try, believe it or not, to kind of make this a day look. I'm getting used to wearing so much more makeup in the lights, but still every so often I'm kind of jolted like, whoa, whoa. Okay. Now I'm going to do is take just as I said before, a little concealer and go back. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing a creased eye look today. No. These colors in this palette, you guys, the shimmers, these four here that I'm talking about in particular, are great for using your finger with. Some people are totally against that. I wouldn't share this palette with anyone. I'm not going to put this palette in a giveaway for anyone, so we're okay with that. But I'm going to go in, and I'm trying to remember which color. Let me just swatch these 4 right quick. This color, which is this color right here. Okay. Take that about, I'd say about 3/4 of the way from the outer to the inner, but not all the way to the end of my eye, if that makes sense. I'd say right past where my pupil is where I'm stopping. I have to tell you, the mattes feel gritty. I've never felt that on an eyeshadow palette, and it means absolutely nothing. I'm telling you that because if you have not played with this before, I don't want you at home wondering, is this just me, or does this, it feels gritty. You're able to swatch and pick up, but there's a little bit of a gritty texture to some of these, and I have no problem with that when I'm using it. I just don't want you, if you have not used this yet, to feel like, is it just me, or no, that's what I'm feeling too. So I'm so used to doing both eyes, so that's that on that. Okay, now I've got this little corner here, and I am going to go back in with this yellow gold color here. Finish the inside. I actually have another, this is a Luxie 213 eye shading. This other one was, I think it was something I got on Amazon. I have no idea the brand on it. So, and again, the other one was Walgreens. So I'm going to go in. This one is still a more densely packed brush, and I'm going to use that for shading. And I'm going to do that for the inner eye only. And then I'm going to go and take, and just, this will be a little bit hard. This can go bad real quick. I'm going to take and tap the edge of this brush because it's more of a tip to it. And I'm going to go right into that inner eye area, just lightly, just enough so a little shows on the bottom lid as well. There you go. And then I'm going to take one brush to blend all of this in. I have over here my Sigma brush tower. This does not hold all of my brushes, you guys. I've got several down here on this table in front of me, but it holds a good portion of them. And I'm going to use yes, this is an e.l.f. blending brush that I've been using pretty faithfully. I like it. It's more, see how it's more loose than the other ones? It's not as densely packed. It's still dense, but it's not as packed in. And I'm just going to blend these out. And I'm going to use little tiny circular motions here. Just little tiny, you can hardly tell from where you guys are at home. You can hardly probably tell that I'm doing it, but I am actually blending these colors out. And you can tell when you see it on my face, and especially at the corners. And I'm going to go back in. I think I'm going to go in with this little bit lighter one, just for those corners there. This little light one. And then I'm going to take just a little. I'm so close, I'm thinking of doing this one. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with this color instead, because I'm still trying to keep this more of a day-friendly look, if that makes sense. Do just a little of it. And if I haven't mentioned already, I don't do windshield wiper. I call it windshield wiper when you take with your eye and you do this. Never, I don't do back and forth anyway, because that's going to cause your shadow, you're going to have a higher chance of your shadow getting on the rest of your face. But just in general, I wouldn't even do, like, if that makes sense, an eye like this, because that's going to make your face, your eyes droop. You're bringing that color down on that. When you're going like this, you're bringing it down, and you don't want drooping. So as much as I can get that out to people, I'm going to let you guys know that. On the outer side, I try to go more up. It's almost like yes, if you were to take a circle and put it into 4, I wouldn't say a triangle, you slice it into 4, take one of those 4 circle slices, pie slices. That's kind of a better way to describe it, like a pie slice. And so you're going up, and then around, and then a little down, more so, instead of a harsh U, if if that makes any more sense then. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to move up with it. Not too much, because I'm keeping this day. If I wanted to go smokier, I could bring it in more, like that pie. Remember I said kind of like that pie shape. Bring in a little bit more, but I'm just going to go right there, and I'm going up. And then I'm going to go back with my shading brush. I don't have any other color on it. I'm not adding any color. I should say blending brush, not shading, my blending brush. I'm just going to blend that in. That's all. That's all I'm doing. A little bit past where my eyebrow ends, just to make this line not so harsh. And see how I'm trying to be very gentle. Don't want to get the color all the way out there. Do not want to go past this. You guys give me a moment. I am going to go ahead and line and do my other eye as well, because that was silly. And then do my eyelashes too. So I'll be back. Okay, now I just need to go in with my eyeliner. I'm using magnetic eyeliner because I'm going to use my magnetic eyelashes. You guys know how much I love using that. So this is the finished look with using the Cosmetics Leopardina eyeshadow palette that I received in my October 2019, the box by Fashionsta. I also have to let you know, just a little disclaimer, I found that the Galactic color tint was a little bit lighter than after a while, so I took a brush, another brush, and I used the same color that I used for my eyeshadow, and I added that as blush, because it's still color, and just like I barely tapped it. And I added that as a little bit more color, just to add a little color to my face. I have used the highlighters too, and I like these. I just haven't used it in today's video. I could swatch a little bit on, probably go for this more gold one right here, just to give you guys an idea. But I like these colors. These are great for fall. It's a good palette, in my opinion. I'm glad I have it, and hopefully I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Have you used this palette, whether you got it from the box by Fashionsta, or if you got it on your own, just your own purchase, or something else? What do you think of the Leopardina palette? I also want to know from you guys, because this is my first time using Root Cosmetics, what do you think of Root Cosmetics, their products as well? And any other tips or looks that you guys have done, I would love to hear about those. I don't think you can post pictures down in the comments, but I'd love to just hear about other different looks that you've used with this palette. Anything else from the October 2019, the box by Fashionsta. As always, we've come to the end of the video, and I'm going to keep asking. I always do. If you guys can help me out by rating this video, you can give it two choices. There's going to be the choice to give it, if you like the video, a thumbs up. If you thought I could have done better, a thumbs down. You're not hurting me. Either way, you're helping me out, so I appreciate that. If you want to give it a thumbs down, I understand. Also, I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I really do like doing these YouTube videos, and I want to keep doing them, but I feel like I got to keep getting subscribers to keep the momentum going. Share my videos if you can. Definitely hit the subscribe button. If my face that comes up, it should be on this screen or on this side of the screen, it's going to be a round head. You can hit that, or hit down below the subscribe by the video description. That would help me out greatly. Go ahead and hit that bell so you're notified of my next video. So until then, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have a great week, a great month, a great life, and as always, take care, and until next time, love you all. Bye.